You know how in these types of videos, they always show you the cars, the houses, the success, the luxury that comes with social media marketing? Well, I'm not saying that they're lying, but at the same time, they're not telling you the entire truth. And to be honest with you, I'm part of that problem. I've had my fair share of flexing on the internet and wild nights. But that stops today, because in this video, I'm gonna expose everything for you and do what most people won't do, and that's give you the harsh truth of making $70,000 a month with social media marketing. Because trust me, despite what you hear all over the internet and despite what I'll tell you in this video, social media marketing is still the best way to go from $0 to $10,000 a month as a beginner. So make sure you watch this video till the end. I'm gonna go over every single problem you're gonna run into when getting started with social media marketing, all of the brutal lessons I learned from this reality, and how to avoid all the hard stuff that I had to go through. And in case you don't know me, my name is Rene Lacad. I'm a 28-year-old entrepreneur that went from being a broke college dropout living with his mom to making millions of dollars on the internet with social media. And I make all of these videos to help aspiring entrepreneurs just like you.
I remember when nobody believed in me. I made a million, changed the scenery. I still remember when women were mean to me. These days I walk in the club with security. These days I'm feeling a change in the energy. These days you know that I gotta move different.
So when it comes to social media marketing, I wanna break it down into 3 sections. $0 to $10,000 a month, $10,000 to $30,000 a month, and $30,000 a month and up. You're gonna face different problems depending on how much you're making and where you're at in your journey. And I wanted to share some of the key things that I learned along my journey that held me back and kept me from making progress as fast as I could have. I want you to be able to skyrocket your business, and in order to do that, you have to learn from my mistakes. So let's start at level 1. That's $0 to $10,000 a month. When you're just getting started, the first obstacle you're gonna run into, and something that prevents people from ever making money, is their mindset. You need to believe that it's possible. The reason most people never start or even see results is because they don't believe that they can make money with this business model. You'll see it all the time. People will quit on their dreams and get a 9-to-5 job just because they don't think that it's possible to make money online, even when there's thousands of people doing it. Watching videos like this is a great example. It's a great way to change your belief system. I want you to think about it this way. There are some people out there that are making $10,000 a day. You can make $10,000 a month. There's some people out there making $100,000 a day. You can make $10,000 a month. The second you start believing that and realize how easy it is in 2024, the faster you are going to get results. For me, when I was just getting started, I came from a poor background. I had a single mom, and she told me that $10,000 a month was very hard to do. I would have to go to college, get a degree, work at a job for 7, 8, 10 months, a year, 10 years to eventually get raises to get to that $10,000 a month goal. And because of that, it programmed it into my mind that making $10,000 a month was difficult. And society does that to a lot of people. It's not just me. If you're someone that's coming from nothing and you don't have any money to start a business, you're not coming from connections, you don't have rich parents, society has programmed you to think $10,000 a month is a lot and it's aspirational, that you can only get there if you work really hard for 30, 40, 50 years. Meanwhile, the reality, there are kids that are making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month online. Why not you? So in order to even get started with any of the stuff we're gonna cover today, you have to believe it's possible. And this is a great first step. And that leads me to the next part. Once you've established a belief system and you get all of those toxic, limiting beliefs out of your head, the next step is to pick a niche. Find out what kind of businesses you are gonna help with their social media. A great example, I have students that handle restaurants. I have students that handle gyms. Me specifically, I handled e-commerce businesses and specialized with fitness products. The great part of this business model is you can literally choose any single thing that you're interested in and make money in that industry. Some people help doctors, some people help lawyers, some people help dentists. It really doesn't matter. As long as you have an interest in something and you're passionate about something and you could talk about something and relate to something, then you can find a niche. Finding a niche will also help you find some focus. Instead of being scared because there's so many different businesses and options to choose from, you can focus on one specific niche. Like I said, whether it's restaurants or doctor's offices, you have something that you can target. And let's say you have a family member that's a doctor, or a family member that's a foodie or owns a restaurant. Now you have some common ground to land clients with, because the next step is actually signing your first client. Once you've selected a niche, once you've found businesses that pique your interest that you can choose from, your first step is just to find that first client. I always like to say this in a lot of my videos. It only takes one client or one business to change your life. Because if you can get one client to take the risk on you, even as a complete beginner, you could have zero experience. For me specifically, Realistically, I had no experience. I had never made money online before. I was approaching a lot of businesses and getting turned down. And then eventually I found a business. It was a candle company called Le Rouge. Shout out to Le Rouge. But they took the risk on me. They paid me $2,500. And that was the foundation for all of my success, because every future client you get is going to build on top of that first client. So let's say you're completely broke and you have $0 to your name. You're looking for a client. You're getting denied a lot. And eventually one business says yes. And it's a doctor's office, because we're using that example. Now you can approach other doctor's offices and say, hey, I got results for this doctor's office. I'd love to do the same for you. And if you could do it once, you can do it again and again and again. And that's where life changes fast. That's why I say it's $0 to $10,000, because realistically, once you get that first client, even if it's only for $1,000 or $2,000 a month, you can still use that to now get other clients. And it happens quickly. It happens fast. You're able to get 4 or 5 clients very, very quickly. And when you do that, you go from $0 to $10,000 a month, and your life has completely changed. Again, you might be thinking, Rene, this is easier said than done, which leads me to my next part. You need to remove that self-doubt, because even when I was broke, I always believed that I could do it. Even when I had nothing to show for it, people thought I was delusional. People thought I was stupid. That's part of being an entrepreneur. On your journey to entrepreneurship, to success, to making money online, people are going to judge you. It's not the common path. They want you to go to college. They want you to get a job. They want you to work 20 years to eventually get to that $10,000. And when you're someone that says, oh, $10,000 is easy, that's not my goal, that's just the beginning, they're going to judge you. They're going to think you're stupid. They're going to think you're dumb, but that's okay. So the last part of going from $0 to $10,000 a month is battling that self-doubt. You have to combat that self-doubt, because things are going to get hard. If this was easy, everyone would do it. But on your journey, if you can battle that self-doubt and push through and sign your first client, that's all it takes to catapult you into $10,000 a month. And that brings us to level 2, $10,000 to $30,000 a month. If you ever want to scale past $10,000 a month, there's one crucial thing that separates the entrepreneurs that are able to scale past $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, and the entrepreneurs that never make it that far. And that's getting results. When I say making $10,000 online is easy, it's because literally any single person can just go up to clients, offer them a service, not deliver results, and still make up to $10,000 a month. The issue with that is these clients never come back to them and pay them again. They get paid one time and they're gone for good. So they have to keep finding new clients. And listen, if that's for you, if you want to just find clients, get paid, make 10 grand a month, that's great. But in order to scale beyond that, you have to get paid again and again and again. And the only way to do that is to deliver results. One of the biggest mistakes I made when growing my agency was not taking care of our existing clients. I thought I had discovered an infinite money glitch where all I had to do was find as many clients as possible and just sign them, and they would pay me every single month. What I didn't realize is that if I didn't get them results, they were just going to leave. It was going to leave a bad taste in their mouth, and they weren't going to pay me again. There's a quote, and it goes, farming is always easier than hunting. The reason that civilizations have been able to boom and blossom and human beings have populated the entire earth was the invention of farming. Because in the past, let's say you had to hunt a mammoth and gather some food, you would run out of food eventually. It's a hard life. You have to travel all over the globe just to collect food, just to focus on survival. The same applies to your business. If all you're doing is signing new clients, you're hunting. You have to sign new clients just to focus on your survival, just to keep your bills paid. Now, if you can deliver results, you are farming. You know every single month, because you are getting your clients results, you have a guaranteed income. Instead of fighting to make your $10,000 every single month, you just know next month you have an automatic 10 grand hitting your bank account. And that's how you're able to grow this business. It's delivering results to your clients. So whatever skill you're learning, let's say it's Facebook ads or Instagram ads, like what I delivered my clients, get really, really good at it. Study a lot. Put 10,000 hours in becoming the best at your craft. Because if you are not and you can't deliver results, all you're doing is hunting. These clients will leave and you'll never grow past $10,000 a month. But the second you can get them results, they're going to stay and they're going to pay. And that leads me to my next part, and that's focusing on client churn. Realistically, you're not going to be able to deliver results for everyone. Results in this world are not guaranteed. I'm not going to lie, I've signed some clients and I've let them down and I'm disappointed in myself. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's not the marketing that's wrong with the business. There are other things wrong with the business. So let's say you sign 10 clients, 4 of them are going to leave even if you're delivering results for some of them. But it's fine, because that's a normal part of the business. One thing you're going to have to realize is you want to keep your client churn relatively low. Out of every 10 businesses you sign, you want to keep 5 or 6 of them. 4 are going to go, that's normal, but those 5 or 6 that stay are going to allow you to continue to grow your business. If you have 8 or 9 out of 10 clients leaving you every single month, there's an issue with your service. You are not delivering them results. It's not good enough. You might be growing at that 1 or 2 clients a month. But if you want to get to these big boy numbers and talk about M's, you got to make sure that that client churn stays relatively low. Most clients stay with you and less leave you. While we're still in the realm of $10,000 to $30,000 a month, another thing we need to focus on as well is lead generation. You need a predictable way to get leads to sign as clients. In the beginning, when we're just getting started, $0 to $10,000 a month, you could just be spraying at random. You could just be looking up random doctor's offices or restaurants in your city, shooting them emails, shooting them DMs. That's great. That works when you're playing at that level. But the second that you start to make a little bit more money, again, $10,000 to $30,000, you're doing better than 90% of human beings on the planet already. When you're playing at that level, you need a dependable way to get leads. So you have to determine how you're going to do this. Are you going to get softwares? Are you going to spend a day filling out a list of just potential leads? Are you going to go look on Google? Are you going to look on LinkedIn? Are you going to look on Indeed? Finding a predictable way to get leads is how you will sustain your business. For me, one thing I used to do is I used to have one day where I would just sit at the computer and make a long list of potential clients. I would scour the internet for hours, maybe 8, 9 hours a day, and just fill out a list, as many as I could. My goal was to make 1,000 clients on a sheet, and that way I had a bunch of leads that I could contact. But if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to be where I'm at now, because realistically, out of all the clients you reach out to, they're not all going to respond to you, which leads me to the next part. You have to get good at sales. At $10,000 to $30,000 a month, you have to find a way to get these clients and close them on the deal. Again, when you're playing at the level of $0 to $10,000 a month, it's easy. You could literally send 100 DMs or emails. One person is going to say yes. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. But the second that you start getting to $10,000, $30,000 a month and you're scaling, you have to be somewhat good at sales. You have to be able to tell clients how you're going to help them. You have to be able to have a process of getting them through and having them trust you. You have to understand that most business owners, they're not going to work with people they don't trust. One thing I've learned from making millions of dollars on social media is that business is a lot like flirting. You're not going to come out the gate trying to sell super hard, trying to close the deal right away. You want to be really chill. I approach businesses, I say hello, I'm really casual. I don't let them know that I'm trying to land them as a client. All I do is build a relationship. Let's say I have a list of 1,000 people, 1,000 leads. I'm not going to come out of the gate guns blazing. I'm literally just going to send them a small DM. Hey, I love your business. Not expecting any reply, because some of these businesses are going to say thank you or hey, I appreciate it, because now you've introduced yourself. And from there, you just start a casual conversation. Hey, the Instagram page looks great, but I noticed you weren't running any ads. Hey, your website looks great, but I noticed you weren't tracking or collecting any emails. All of these little things, once you build a relationship with these businesses, are great ways to build your pipeline. When it comes to sales, it's not about force, it's about finesse. It's about being able to build relationships which eventually turn into money. So when it comes to going from $10,000 to $30,000 a month, you need to focus on your client fulfillment, getting results and getting them to pay you again. You got to focus on making sure that more clients stay than the ones that leave. You got to focus on making sure that you have a predictable way to generate leads, and you have to focus on making sure that you can close these deals. And that's how you go from $10,000 to $30,000. And that leads us to level 3, $30,000 plus. If you made it this far in the video, I commend you. You're here with the big boys now. When you're making over $30,000 with social media marketing, you are now an enterprise. You are no longer a small business. You are no longer a person trying to make money online. You're a legitimate entrepreneur. The people you're around are going to be different. The connections you make are going to be different. People are going to respect you different, because when you're making over $30,000 a month, you are now in the 1%. That being said, being in the 1% requires a lot more responsibility. A lot of people assume that it's easy making a lot of money, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, because you don't have to worry about anything. Price doesn't matter to you anymore. You can go to any store and buy whatever you want. But what they don't realize is now it's bigger than you. You are no longer just focusing on yourself. You are now focusing on keeping your business alive. You are now focusing on your employees. You are now focusing on every single person that depends on you. When you move, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars move with you. So when you're in level 3, making over $30,000 a month, the first thing you need to focus on in order to continue growing your business is hiring. Personally, I was stuck at $30,000 a month for a really long time because I refused to hire people. I was making so much money for myself, and I was working by myself, handling all of these clients, that I didn't realize if I gave money away and hired other people, good people, that I'd be able to make more money. So the first people you want to hire when it comes to building your agency past $30,000 a month are people that can do what you need to do. An example, let's say you are doing all the lead generation and sales, hire someone else to do that. Let's say you're doing all of the actual service, the paid ads, the Facebook ads, the Instagram ads, Google ads, ads, the content creation, hire someone else to do that. The second that you can delegate to someone else and get some of your time back, the faster you will scale. Because imagine this, if you went from $0 to $30,000 using your time and energy, imagine if you had some more of that back. Think about how far you can go. As an entrepreneur, you are the ultimate brain. Your time is the most valuable. So because of that, you want to have as much of your time as possible. Let's say you're making $30,000 a month and you pay someone $5,000 to do the sales and the lead generation for you. And because of that, you made $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 more in clients. You've now scaled your business $20,000 in 1 month because you freed up some of your time. You have to realize that money is worthless on its own. The only reason people make money is to purchase their time back. There's no point if you're working a 9-to-5 job making $1 million a year if you're working overtime all the time. What are you going to spend that money on? So hiring is one of the most important ways when it comes to scaling your business to enterprise level, up to that $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month. Find people that you can buy their time to free up some of your time. Now, real quick side note, when it comes to hiring, most people you hire are not going to be good. One thing I've learned from hiring dozens of employees is that a majority of the people you hire, they're not going to be a good fit. So you have to hire fast, fire fast. Hire fast, fire fast. Hire as many people as you can, test them. If they work, great, keep them. If not, get rid of them. You have to hire and fire fast because employees, good employees, are a diamond in the rough, and all you're doing is mining for that good employee, because a good employee will make you millions. Once you've hired valuable employees, you're now able to scale your business. And when it comes to scaling, at the end of the day, it's just duplicating yourself. Let's say by myself, I was able to scale my agency to $30,000 a month. It's almost going to be impossible to find a replica of you. There's not going to be one person that is one of you. But Elon Musk says this quote, and I actually really like it. The goal is not to find a clone of Elon Musk when he hires. The goal is not to find a clone of yourself that can do everything you want to do. Because if that was the case, they'd probably own their own business already. But the goal is to find someone that can do maybe 20 or 30 or 40% of what you can do. So if you can hire 5 people that can do 20% of what you can do, you've now doubled your business size, because now 5 of them is one of you. They can do all of that work that one Rene can do, or one whatever your name is can do. So when it comes to scaling your business, hire people that can do what you want to do. But the second part of that is also building systems. Make it easy for them. I like to treat my employees like they're 5-year-olds, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. I don't want to be condescending, but I treat them like 5-year-olds in a sense that, hey, here is the only thing you have to do. You cannot mess this up. If you mess this up, this is why we can't have nice things. For example, as an entrepreneur, you have to do everything. You have to do lead generation, you have to provide the service, you have to do the sales and talking to the clients. But if I were to hire employees to scale my business and build systems around it, I would hire one person that just sits at a computer for 8 hours a day and just gets leads. That way I'm getting thousands of leads coming in that I never have to focus on. It's almost impossible to mess up. This person can do it. Then I would hire a salesperson that all they do is call these leads or email these leads or text these leads. They don't do anything else, so they can't mess it up because their job is only specifically to do sales, contact these leads, close deals. Then I hire another person whose job is just to fulfill on the services. All they have to do is, as soon as the salesperson is able to get a lead and they close it, this person is the one that actually does the work on the back end, the advertising work, and they are the one that actually has to fulfill for the client and get results. And once you're able to hire people and build systems, that's when your business really starts to take off. That's when you're able to scale. And more importantly, the reason that we all start online businesses in the first place, that's when you're able to remove yourself from the business. A great example of this, I can go on vacation with my wife for 2-3 weeks, come back and everything will be fine. Naturally, there's some stuff that will require my attention, but it's not something that requires me building the business myself. I have systems and employees to the point where I could work an hour or 2 a day and maintain an income for myself. And my business won't burst into flames because I have people that are handling all of it. The best part about scaling your business past $30,000 is being able to remove yourself from the business. Once you've removed yourself from the business, that's when the fun starts. That's when we go back to the beginning of this video. You see the cars and the houses and the luxury and the success, but it's not easy. Everything I shared with you today are brutal things that you're gonna have to deal with when it comes to scaling your business. And look, that's the harsh reality of making $70,000 a month with social media marketing. It's not pretty, but it's real. And I really hope this gives you perspective on what it'll take to get your first business to $10,000 and more. And if you're at this point in the video, that probably means you're different from the rest. You've actually stayed to hear the harsh realities. You didn't quit, you didn't give up. You heard all the things I had to say and you dealt with it because you're willing to face them. Because yes, there's a lot of problems that come with this business model, but at the same time, there's a lot of rewards too. You don't have to find products, you don't have to ship products, you can close massive deals up front. This business model is super rewarding. It's the only one I know that you can start with $0 and make $10,000, $20,000 a month, even as a complete beginner. So are you gonna be someone that quits when when things get hard? Because if that's the case, then maybe business is not for you. Or are you someone that's gonna pick their head up and say, you know what, I'm gonna power through this and I'm gonna get it done? If you know you're someone that doesn't wanna settle for average, that wants to win, that will do whatever it takes, then I think social media marketing will be a great business model for you. If you wanna learn more, I made a video about how you can get started with social media marketing starting from $0 in 2024. Make sure you click the link in the description. I'm gonna have it over there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything. And as always, love you guys.